Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you 4 vital skills that you ought to be developing, that you ought to be building up and enhancing if you want to move overseas. Look, things that pay when you're out of, say, Africa or Asia or whatever, are things that you would not normally expect. There are some of these skills that if I had known when I was back home in Cameroon that this is how vital these skills were, to be honest with you, I would have learned them. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you what these skills are and how you can use them. So if you're new to the channel, obviously it's such a pleasure to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, I do appreciate your time, and I really hope that you're implementing this information, because look, this year is all about implementation. I'm calling it the year for implementation. It's not about, watching video after video after video and just being like, yes, this was really good information, and then you do nothing. No, you need to be implementing. So that's what we're all about. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Melvis. I currently work for the NHS in England as an advanced nurse practitioner. I have a private career coaching service where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, prospective student nurses, as well as UK aspirants, with career progression. So if you're somebody who is a carer, for example, you're looking for the best visa sponsorship jobs, you're looking for the best clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs in the UK, I'm your girl. You want to make sure that, you check the link in the comment section, you join my newsletter, because then I'll be able to send you really useful, really helpful information that will guide you through this journey. But better still, if you join my private coaching program, then you actually have that personalized, individualized support that you need and that you rightfully deserve in order to thrive, in order to excel, and in order to really have a beautiful UK career. Because look, the reality of it is that the UK is full of opportunities, but if you don't know how to go about it, you don't know what to do, you don't know what's expected, you don't know what's needed, you don't understand the processes, the procedures, look, it's going to be so tough. And for most of us that come to this country, it is difficult to take advantage of those opportunities that are there because we don't know how to go about them, and then we keep struggling and doing all these other things. Look, gone are the days. This is the new year. You want to make sure that you are on sleek, and that's what I'm all about. So check the comment section and make sure that you join that newsletter. I'll also be doing a live session sometime in January. I haven't decided on the date yet, so if you join my newsletter, I'm going to tell you when that live session is going to be running. And during that session, I'm going to tell you not only how I can support you through this journey, but why moving to the UK is 100% well worth it, why this is the perfect time to do so, how you can do that, what are the different pathways available, but most importantly, when you're already in the UK, if you're already in the UK, how can you take advantage of the opportunities that are available? How can you progress? What else can you do? Let's say you're a carer, for example, because look, I know people that moved to the UK through the carer pathway, people that were nurses back home, they were midwives, they were doing deliveries, doing really complex procedures, but right now in the UK, they're really struggling because they're working as carers and they want to go back to their midwifery practice. How do you do that? What is the best way? And you need that support, and that's what I'm all about. Career progression is my thing. That's my goal. That's literally what I live for. So make sure that you hit subscribe, because you want to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here on YouTube. But like I've said, better still, if you're part of my private coaching program, then you get that individualized support, because it is what it is. So let's get started. The first skill that I'm going to talk about is braiding hair. Look, braiding hair is a top skill. When I was back in Africa, for example, I had no idea. I was just like, nothing of it at all. But when I moved to the UK, and I was like, oh my God, I was a student at the time. I was an international student. I went to do my hair. When I was given up the price, I was like, what? Is this how much it's going to cost to do hair? And I was thinking, back home, how much money is this? This is a whole lot of money. So it is very, very expensive to do hair in the UK. So if you're coming to the UK or you're planning to come to the UK, one of the things you need to learn is learn how to braid hair. If I could go back in time, I would learn how to do this. Like me, I don't know how to do hair. I don't know how to braid hair. And look, I've got 2 girls. What this means is that they need to do their hair. I need to do my hair every month. So our hairdresser is basically a monthly subscription, because we need to do it every single month. So it is a lot of money if you look at it. There are some people that have kids, they've got like 4 kids, they've got 6 kids, you need to do hair, you need to do yours, you need to do the kids. Is a lot of money. So if you're able to braid hair, it is an amazing skill that, like I say, back home, many people don't really value it because just like, oh, you can do hair, you know, you can pay somebody very, you know, not so much money. But in the UK and in other countries as well, you know, it's a whole lot of money and it's more like a subscription. It's unbelievable how much you spend to do hair, obviously depending on the hairstyle. And when you look at how much it comes per hour, it's like maybe £25 per hour. So it is really good money. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you 2 tips at the end. If you watch this video till the end, at some point, I'm going to tell you a big advantage that if you're in the UK, whether you've got a student visa or you've got a work visa or you've got whatever visa you've got, you know, it doesn't matter. But the biggest advantage for actually having any of these skills. So braiding hair is a must. You should go and start learning right now. You know, obviously after watching this video, you go learn it somewhere. So leave a comment in the comment section saying, Melvis, I will implement, because it's all about implementation. If you're still back home, you're very lucky that you've seen this video right now. You probably have thought about it. You've probably, you know, so get to learn that skill. It's going to serve you a whole lot than even a university degree that you have. Because the truth is that most university degrees, I don't want to say they have no use, but you know what I mean. Just think about that for yourself. So that's the first thing. The second skill is sewing. So if you're able to sew, for example, look, back home in Africa, for example, they normally call it you're a tailor. It's the whole branding thing. But if you're in the UK, you're going to be a designer. For me, the names make all the difference. Again, this is a skill that if I had known, I would have learned how to sew. You know, I would have learned it, how to, because personally, just taking from my own personal perspective, I have so many like African kind of dresses that I would like to wear, but the truth is that I don't actually know anybody who can sew. You know, I don't know anybody who can do that. And I've got parts of materials and fabric. And when people are coming, they're like, hey, I got you this beautiful fabric. I thought you're going to like it. And I take it. I've got a massive box in my house where I keep them. I've got piles and piles of fabric that I don't even know what to do with because I don't know who can sew, you know, and it's difficult to then say, oh, you're going to send this person back home to sew it for you and then they bring it to the UK. It's too much hassle. So if you're here and you know how to sew, that is a top end skill. And look, that's a good way to get clients. If, for example, you're already working, say, in healthcare, for example, and you're going to, you know, you're working in a hospital, you're working in a nursing home or wherever, you need to be doing those deals, you know, getting your clients, because look, business is something that it needs to be in you all the time. It's not something that you're going to be like, oh, what can I do? No, you can even make flyers, keep in various places. You can put it in shops. You can just go and say, oh, look, you know, I'm doing XYZ. Can I put my flyers here? Look, 99.9% of people will say, yes, put your flyers. You just put them there. That's what you do. You know, and these are marketing skills. In fact, these are some other skills that you need to have. If you haven't got these skills, you know, soft skills, you need to develop them because they're going to really help you with anything, whether it's career progression in the UK or just starting that side hustle. It's going to be absolutely handy. And also in my private coaching program, one of the things that I also do is supporting people to start their side businesses in the UK. Many of our nurses, for example, carers, some are setting up care companies, some are setting up recruitment agencies, some are setting up just like work from home opportunities, working online. Again, this leads us beautifully to number 3, which is graphic design. Look, if you know how to do graphic design, that is an amazing skill that you can do from anywhere in the world in your own time. There are no restrictions that, oh, you know, are you going to work 9 to 5? Are you going to do this? No, you just need to have the skill. And again, these are things that are very highly paying, more than any other thing that you're going to come to do. For example, if you're a carer, you're going to be earning 20,000 per year. Look, that is not good pay. That pay is not good. And that is the reason why in the UK, they are not really able to find many people to do it. Most of the jobs that are offering visa sponsorship is because they're either very tough to do or they are not finding people to do them in the UK because the pay is so bad. If you look at the highly paid jobs that have good working conditions, good working hours, my dear, truth be told, they don't offer sponsorship. That is the reality of it. Because if you're even looking at the non-clinical healthcare jobs that are really, really good, very highly paid, most of them still pay around 26,000, 30,000 or so. But when you're looking at jobs that are paying 40 something thousand pounds, 50 something thousand pounds per hour, you know, per year, it is more challenging to get those, you know, for the good professions that are offering visa sponsorship. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because if you have these other skills, therefore, those skills are going to help you to boost your income so that, yes, you've got your visa through those other jobs that are low paid, but you're using this extra skills that you have to build on that income. And that is something that you need to be considering. If you're already in the UK, you need to consider other ways, thinking outside of the box, other ways of making money. Because if you're only reliant on your 12-hour shift or your 9 to 5 job or this, look, you're gonna be broke at the end of the month. You won't even be able to pay your bills. And if you're alone, for example, alone as in you live alone, or you're in the UK alone, it's even going to be tougher, because you will not be able to live on your own because you can't afford rent. You will have to house share with people. And look, there are all sorts of challenges that come from this, and it is not easy. So if you're still back home, obviously these are skills that you want to be developing, you want to be polishing them, you want to be enhancing them. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content, I want you to just hit that like button, because it lets me know that you're enjoying the content and I should do more like this. And also share this with your friends, because there are some people that want to come here. They're focusing on the out, they're focusing on the job search and all that, the blah, which is all good. But there are other skills that it's only when you get here that you're going to be like, OMG, I wish I had known this before I got to the UK. Oh my God, what am I going to do? So please, you want to be enhancing those skills. You want to be learning about all those different things. And like I said, I did promise that I was going to give you an amazing tip as well. So let me tell you something. If you're in the UK on a visa, 99.9% of the times you're going to be restricted with how many hours you can work, which means that working extra hours is restricted. So there's only so many hours you can work extra, or you can work at all on a particular visa. Again, it depends. You need to know, it's your duty to know the type of visa you have and the restrictions that come with it. Because if you don't know, and in 5 years' time or in 6 years' time, when you apply for indefinite leave to remain, which is permanent residence in the UK, is going to get rejected if you haven't followed the rules and the restrictions that come with your particular visa. That's why it's so important that you know. So when it comes to time restrictions, these jobs that we've mentioned don't necessarily have that restriction. And the reason for this is that you can just do it on your own time. If my hairdresser comes, for example, and does my hair, I'm not going to say to her, oh, these are you've taken 2 hours to do my hair, it's going to be added to your visa or whatever. No, it doesn't, because she's just done my hair, I pay her, and off we go. And that happens every month. You can imagine that if you can build 10, 20, 30 clients per month, how much will you be getting? Look, you can easily get £2,000 to £3,000 every month from doing this. £2,000 to £3,000 comfortably every single month. You just need to be diligent. You just need to be organized. You need to make sure that you learn those marketing skills, because look, it's all about marketing here. PR, vital. No matter what you do, whether you're working, what profession, you need to learn business, because these are things that they don't teach us in school. Look, I think everybody should be taught these skills now, but obviously, it is what it is. It's up to you to learn them. So that's what we're talking about. So graphic design, we've talked about sewing, we've talked about braiding hair, and then cooking. Look, if you know how to cook, for you, it may just be like it's a natural thing to cook food. It isn't. It's a skill that you've got that you can, expand, you can use, you can do a lot more to it. And there are many people that are not able to cook certain, say, complex dishes, for example, or even something as easy as rice. How much does it cost, for example, to cook a pot of rice, for an occasion or for somebody? It is a lot of money, it is a whole lot of money. So if you can cook, please don't take that skill for granted. It is a vital skill that you've got. It is a talent that you have. It's not just a coincidence and that everybody needs to know how to cook. No, for me, for example, there are certain complex African dishes that I would not cook. I enjoy eating them. I like to eat them, but I would never sit to cook them. And so what do? I already have people that are so good at cooking those things. They enjoy cooking. All I do is ring them and say, hello, can you prepare me XYZ meal for XYZ time? They prepare it and I pay them. And that is amazing, because for them, they've already got the tricks to do it. They have the recipe. I don't want to start reading a recipe, spending all day, because most of these things, it will take you all day to cook. For me, I'll rather use my time, doing other things that I find more relevant and that are more enjoyable to me than cooking that particular meal for 10 hours. I don't want to do that. Neither am I willing to learn, because at this point in time, I want to focus on learning skills that I'm interested in and skills that are more relevant to the things that I'm interested in, basically. So, but for some people, cooking any of these dishes can come really natural. So, I've done a whole video actually on business ideas that you can have if you're able to cook, you know, food. So again, these are skills that please you shouldn't minimize, because there's quite a lot, there are so many advantages that you're going to have, if you're out of if you're in a country like the UK, basically. So if you've got these skills, you need to be developing your marketing. I think that's where many people struggle because of that marketing. Most people are just really timid. They go to work and then they go back home and they're so skilled, but yet they're not able to display their skill. They're not able to come on. You can even start a YouTube channel if you can do hair. Start a YouTube channel and just be like, hey, I'm just doing hair here. There's a hair that I did, blah blah blah, and all of that. Look, you would be surprised, where you'll be able to get to with that skill. Even the cooking, you can do that, and that's how people are going to find you. Like I was saying, do flyers. If you're a graphic designer, you can do flyers and get out. With the sewing, for example, even like uniforms, you can start from there. If you're at work, new uniforms, look, the NHS, for example, and healthcare organizations in the UK, they do uniforms like one size kind of fits all. The trousers are all the same, very, very long, and 99.9% of people need to trim them. I normally pay £12, for example. There's a lady that does, like, she trims dresses. It costs like £12 to trim one trouser. It is absolutely amazing, or one dress. So again, those are skills that you have, but you need marketing, you need business skills to be able to really then execute, because you can't just keep it in you and assume that is something basic. You're going to make more money from these things that we've spoken about than you are from your own job. But you need the job, obviously, because with your sponsorship that comes with the job, but you need to be really smart, you need to be wise, you need to use every skill that you've got to get the best opportunities. And like I was saying, if you're on a visa that has those time restrictions, you need to use these things to increase your income without necessarily affecting, that time factor. And it's amazing because you're going to make more money doing these other things that we mentioned than working extra hours, which you're not even allowed to do. So you need to be really strategic. You need to be smart. If you haven't joined my newsletter, you want to check the comment section, I'm going to drop it there. You want to join that newsletter, I'm going to be doing that live session. Like I've said, better still, if you need that individualized, personalized advice, you need to be part of my private coaching program, because then we'll be able to look at your own specific circumstances. We'll look at how to support you. If you want to start a side business, you're not sure, we can guide you through that. There are lots of resources that I have that I can share with you to make sure that you succeed, you excel, you thrive, give you, some ideas on how you can, just make that something really big. And you look, over time, you will find that the side hustle that you started is going to become your main thing. And that's how businesses start. Most businesses start as a side hustle, but as you're progressing, and going through those challenges, because business, look, it's not the easy option. It's very challenging, but the prospects that you have for the future make it all worthwhile. So again, if you haven't subscribed, just hit subscribe now. Turn on that notification button because you want to be the first to be notified. Share this video with your friends who are also in this process. Thank you very much, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye for now, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.